Hey, this is a tutorial on how to make a Zabuza sword from Naruto. I did upload another one of these, but the quality was really crappy, so I'm uploading a new one in HD. If you still have any questions by the end of the video, make sure to comment below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
I'm making a Zabuza sword today, and probably the rest of the week. I already traced it out on some sturdy foam, housing foam that I got from Home Depot. They're different pieces, and so I have to glue them together. But I'm gonna make it 2 inches thick, 4 feet long, and 1 foot wide. I'm gonna use this glue to glue it together. Elmer's Ultimate Glue. And I got some clamps, so I don't really have to hold it together. Then we're gonna cut it with a foam cutter later. I use just normal kitchen knives, serrated kitchen knives, to cut the foam. This was for most of the just big chunk out of it. This was for the circles, or a circle and half circle. I've got my sword all cut out, and now I'm starting to make the little circle healer parts for the handle piece here. They're just out of normal foam. This was a 6-inch round circle, but I cut it in half, cut off some of it, and then I cut off the circular part. Now I have to whittle it down so it's still circular, then I'll attach it once I get the handle guard. Now that I whittled these so they're rounded, I just want to remind you guys that foam is very, very messy, so you probably don't want to do foam cutting inside unless you have like a foam like hot wire cutter. If you're using like a serrated knife, you definitely don't want to do it inside. The insulation foam will pretty much go everywhere, because unlike that sort of foam, which just stays put, this can easily crumble off, and it's very light and flies everywhere. So just a precaution, just do it outside or somewhere you don't mind getting messy. I've made the handle guard pieces 1.5 wide, so that it's a little handle guard, and there comes that piece. These bottom ones dried already, and now I'm gluing the top part of the handle and the like decorative bump, I guess. It's all cut out like before, and next I'm probably gonna stick the dowel in. I've made a 4-inch long hole into the sword, and I'm gonna stick my dowel thing into it I use hot glue to seal it, just to put all of it in, and then probably this adhesive stuff to seal it around the edges. Well, I've got my handle all glued in, and now I'm moving on to paper macheing the sword, covering it just 1 layer, so it'll be more sturdy and the foam won't flake off every time I touch it. And the paper mache, I'm just using a recipe like flour and water. Like, I'm not going out and getting a paper mache thing from the craft store. It's just kind of a waste of money. So it's very, very easy to make the paper mache recipe I'm using. You could go with the one where you boil water. You could go with the one that you add like resin glue into it, but I'm just doing the simple water and flour one. I'm just using like simple unbleached flour. So pour some flour into a bowl, then grab some water. There's no real set amount to how much of each you use. It's really just how much of it you want and how thick you want it to be. Mine's not coming very well, so that's lots of clumps in it. So basically, just keep adding flour or water until you get your consistency you like. This is just, I'll show you how to do 1 strip in case you're not familiar with paper mache. Just coat the strip both sides. Slide off all the extra paper mache formula. Put it on to whatever you're making. Probably Zabuza sword since you're watching this, but slide it under. Make sure there's no bumps. It'd be really annoying if you have to sand that down later. And that's all there is to it. Store's looking good so far. I paper machéed the middle part, which is the easiest part because it's just like a normal rectangle. I did the underside of it too. You can't really see it, but I did. And so now I think I'm gonna work on the handle part, like this part right here, and maybe do a little bit of this, and then I'll probably do the circle part. My advice with circles and like rounded edges would probably be that make sure there's no bumps. Make sure it's all like laying flat onto your surface, or else it will prevent like have problems later. It will look awkward, and then you'll have to spend a lot of time sanding it and probably putting more paper mache onto it, which takes a lot of time. So just do it good the first time and you'll have better luck. Now that I've done this part, I can give you advice for bumps like this. You want to do the smallest pieces of newspaper possible to get the actual edge of the curve, or else if you just do like a big piece, then it won't be able to curve and it'll look awkward. Hey guys, the Zabuza sword is all dry. Pick it up and really do things with it now. I paper mache this too, along with the handle guard, and then I'm probably going to use duct tape, as you can see here, to wrap around the handle to make it pop out. Alright, so now I'm getting on to painting it, spray painting it. I'm going to be using Valspar, ideal for a bunch of stuff, suitable for wood, metal, plastic, ceramics, and paper mache, etc. And it's paper mache, so I figured I'd get this one. I got it at Home Depot. It's gloss, indoor, exterior. Like, I figure it'll work because it needs paper mache. So I'm just gonna spray one side and wait for it to dry, flip it over to the other side. Maybe do 2 coats, it depends how well it takes to the paper mache. So I would recommend 2 coats, I guess. Make sure you're doing it outside or in a really well ventilated area, or else you'll like probably die from the fumes. Okay, so I've coated the whole thing in the dark gray paint, and now I'm doing the silver, which I'm using metallic paint, so you can get it like right where you get the other kind of paint. So just tape down so you have a nice even line. Okay, while the last bits and pieces of the paint are drying, I decided I'm going to do the last part on the handle, which is wrapping the duct tape. One thing I do recommend doing is just mapping out where you're going to do it with the tape first, which is like, I don't know, like a few inches of tape instead of doing the whole big bulge in one go.
Thanks for watching this tutorial. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and add to your favorites. I do have more source tutorials, so I'll link to them here, and there are going to be more to come, so if you want to get a message every time I upload a new one, please subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon.